convenience, but it's so important to attend it live in person so that, you know, we can interact with each other, take this opportunity and ask questions, because when it's a live session going on, we have full attention. And then, you know, when you're watching it at our own convenience on our mobile phones, we are distracted. So it does make a big difference. So thank you for everyone who's made it and who's here. Over to you.
Yes, I would second that, what Karishma said. Also in my experience, because we do a lot of classes online now in Zoom, and I have noticed that if a class is not live, I end up not doing it. If it's just a lecture that I have to hear, and if it's running to 1 hour, most probably 99% I won't do it. Only if it's live, I will sit through it. So, I mean, do not depend too much on the recordings. The recordings have been put to revise certain concepts that you may have missed or you want to rehear again in bits and pieces, but you will not be able to sit through 1 hour of a recorded session. So nothing like the live thing. Yeah. So the recording has started. And why do bad things happen to good people? Also, why do good things happen to bad people? I think iske bare mein aur zyada janna chahenge hum, isn't it? So quick recap of our 4 sessions so far. We are not these bodies. We saw that. We are spirit souls. Just as a car cannot move without a driver, similarly, the body cannot function without the soul. Aapko yaad hoga, humne wo bahut important story ki thi of that woman who has a parrot in her cage. And she kept on scrubbing the cage and forgot to feed the parrot. So let's not forget to feed the driver, that is the soul inside. And let's not keep scrubbing the body. Understanding the presence of consciousness. You know, we did past life memories. What is the proof that there is a soul? The proof is through the consciousness that is in your body. So we did this through out-of-body experiences and near-death experiences and past life memories. All these are proofs that the soul that you see today in this particular body is on a journey. ये पहले कहीं से आ रहा है, किसी और बॉडी से होता हुआ आ रहा है, इसलिए ये past life memories होती हैं. And this is the proof that there is a soul which is permanent, which is eternal, और वो चलता जा रहा है एक बॉडी से दूसरी बॉडी में. Body is temporary. We also saw the size of the soul. How many of you remember the size of the soul? Should we mute them all?
Can you mute everyone, please?
Yes.
1,000th of the tip of the hair.
Excellent. So I think I'll make Charmi the co-host and she can help me mute everyone. Is that okay? Yeah. I think Monica ka on hai. Yeah. So, yes, we also saw that the Shastra gives us the size of the soul. It is the 1/10,000th part of the tip of a hair. And we saw the source of the soul and also the position of the soul. Position kahan hai soul ki? Body mein soul kahan baithta hai? Kahan virajman hai? Kis part mein body ke?
Heart.
Heart, yes. और source का soul का source क्या है? कहाँ से आ रहा है soul? Anybody other than Vinti? Where is the soul coming from? From the super soul, है ना? आत्मा परमात्मा से आ रही है. और characteristics क्या है soul के? सत, चित and आनंद. सत मतलब eternal है, हमेशा से था, है, रहेगा. चित matlab it is full of knowledge. It understands everything. Its knowledge is complete. And Anand matlab it is always blissful. It is never unhappy. It is present everywhere. It is inconceivable. Similarly, हमने gross body देखी थी, that is made up of Bhumi, Anal, Vayu, earth, water, fire, air and ether. 3 तरह की bodies हैं. सबसे lowest form जो body का है वो ये gross body है, जो बहुत ही temporary है. सारा टाइम deteriorate होती रहती है, इतना इसका ध्यान रखना पड़ता है, फिर भी ये बचती नहीं है. Subtle body is mind, intelligence and false ego. And the soul, which is the third, the real body, travels through 84 lakh species of bodies. Then we saw the difference between the soul and the super soul. So same है दोनों, क्योंकि सुपर सोल परमात्मा से ही आत्मा आई है, तो दोनों सेम है, लेकिन फिर भी उनकी बराबरी नहीं हो सकती. क्यों? क्वालिटी में एक है, क्वांटिटी में एक नहीं है. सोल सागर का एक बिंदु है और भगवान पूरा सागर है. सो मुकाबला ना कर सके सोल कभी भी भगवान का, या ना ही करे तो इसी में उसकी भलाई है. क्योंकि बिंदु जो एक सागर की बूंद है, उससे सुनामी नहीं आ सकती, लेकिन सागर में सुनामी लाने की क्षमता है. सो द सोल इज कंट्रोल्ड एंड द सुप्रीम लॉर्ड इज द कंट्रोलर. ये इक्वेशन विल क्लैरिफाई आवर थॉट्स, वर्ड्स एंड डीड्स, एंड इट विल सेव अस फ्रॉम मिजरी. दैट द सोल इज अ सर्वेंट एंड द लॉर्ड इज द मास्टर. बहुत मुश्किल है सर्वेंट बनना, और यही हमारी सभी मुसीबतों की, हमारी सभी मेंटल फिजिकल प्रॉब्लम्स की जड़ है, that we do not have a servant attitude. We have a master attitude. Now, if we all have the souls which are full of bliss and we are part and parcels of Krishna, अगर हम सब ही भगवान से आए हैं और भगवान के ही अंश हैं, और हमने अभी देखा that the definition, the soul is made up of Sat, Chit and Anand. मतलब it is eternally blissful. Then why some people are good and some people are bad? भगवान से ही सब आए ना, भगवान का ही सब अंश है. सब एक जैसे होने चाहिए थे और दुख नहीं होना चाहिए था. So that's what we are going to try and understand and discuss today. Why do bad things happen to good people? So yes, we have all been through major setbacks in our life. We may be currently in one. Students have their own problems. इतना पढ़ते हैं सारे बच्चे, फिर भी not everybody makes it to the college of their choice or may not get the results of their choice. Arthur Ashe की कहानी आप सबने पढ़ी सुनी होगी. Do you know who Arthur Ashe is? So he was the first black person who won the Wimbledons. I mean, he created history, and he came from a very humble background, and despite that, he made it to the highest award in the history of tennis. So just to give you a background of this game, 50 crore log, they begin to play tennis. बचपन से जिनको कोचिंग मिलती है 50 करोड़, उसमें से 5 लाख ही they learn how to play. Okay, so you can see कितना सीविंग हो गई, कितनी सारी छन्नी में डाला, 50 करोड़ को छन्नी में डाला तो केवल 5 लाख उसमें छन्नी में बच पाए. उस 5 लाख में से भी 50,000 are able to learn professional tennis. उस 50,000 में से 5,000 enter the Grand Slams, which is the highest game, in very prestigious game. And out of 50,000, only 50 qualify for Wimbledon. Imagine 5,000 में से 50 finally Wimbledon तक पहुंचे. और उस 50 में भी नॉकआउट मैचेस होते हैं आपस में. नॉकआउट मैचेस, सेमीफाइनल्स, फाइनल्स तक पहुंचते पहुंचते only 4 reach the semi-finals. And out of those 4, 2 reach the finals, and out of those 2, finally only 1 holds the trophy. And Arthur Ashe is holding the trophy here. So when you're holding the trophy, nobody asks the question, why me? इस समय किसी ने नहीं पूछा. None of these people. They ask, why me? Why did I get it? All the credit goes to the person who is holding the trophy. The tabloids talk about it, television talks about it, interviewers talk, everybody is asking, Arthur, how did you do it? Arthur, you tell us, you are the god of tennis. You tell us, how did you do it? But nobody even once questions, how did Arthur do it by himself? And does anybody else also get the credit for this? No. No credit to the Lord here. Okay. At the same time, when the Titanic, Doobie, The whole world, the same tabloid, the same media, the same interviewers, everybody is asking, why me, God? Bhagwan, ye tune kya kiya? Can you see? Here, nobody is thinking about God. Everybody is thinking about the doer, and full credit to the doer. और जैसे ही कुछ बुरा हुआ, all the discredit goes to God. Why? Because God का interview लेने कोई नहीं आ रहा, God का spokesperson कोई नहीं है. There is nobody to speak on behalf of God, और वो खुद तो आएंगे नहीं बोलने. So it's very convenient कि उनके सिर पे बदी डाल दो, है ना? भगवान, ये तूने क्या किया? सारी दुनिया में कोविड कर दिया, बच्चे मार दिए, सब कुछ तूने किया, है ना? जैसे ही वैक्सीन मिली, thank God, all those people are getting the credits of all those vaccines. उस समय भगवान is not in the picture. So is God responsible for our happiness or distress?
No.
No.
Okay, how many people are we? Do we get those many? 8 of us. Do 7 of you say no? या इसमें कोई है?
Our karmas, we get what we have done. Yes.
Sure, भगवत गीता की बात हो रही है तो कर्मा तो बोलेंगे. But do you understand the reality of the world and how we are operating? Isn't this what actually happens? जैसे ही कुछ बुरा होता है, very conveniently find a person who will not come to speak for himself, who is not present there. हम उसके सिर डाल देंगे, है ना? लेकिन जैसे ही कुछ अच्छा होता है, immediately we take the credit. It was me, my effort. मैं इतने साल सोई नहीं, इतने घंटे सोई नहीं, इतने घंटे काम किया, ये किया, वो किया. All the credit goes to me. So these are the 5 main topics of the Bhagavad Gita. All the 18 chapters, 700 verses cover these 5 topics. Ishwar, Jiva, Prakriti, Kal, and Karma. Let's take a look at this analogy like a bank. For example, इस बैंक में ये जो प्रकृति है, ये बैंक है हमारा, ठीक है? इसमें आत्मा जो है वो कस्टमर है, वो विड्रॉ करने जा रही है पैसा, है ना? जरूरत पड़ी उसे और wanted to withdraw. कैशियर जो है वो है परमात्मा, इज अ कैशियर. काल जो है बैंक के टाइमिंग्स हैं. It will not be open at all times. You have to go only between 10 and 5. That to Saturday, Sunday नहीं होना चाहिए, तभी आप withdraw कर पाओगे, है ना? और जो सेविंग्स हैं बैंक के अंदर, जो डिपॉजिट्स हैं, वो है हमारा कर्म. करेक्ट? नाउ सपोजिंग आप सैटरडे को चले गए, है ना? और आपने 5 लाख का, सपोजिंग सारी चीजें फेवरेबल हैं, आप नो लेट्स टेक अ लुक एट द अदर थिंग फर्स्ट. आप सैटरडे को गए और आपने अपना 5,000 या मे बी 5 lakhs का चेक डाला वहां पर, और कैशियर भी बैठा हुआ था और बैंक भी अपनी जगह पे ही था, लेकिन यू कुड नॉट विड्रॉ. व्हाई? बिकॉज आप गलत टाइम पे पहुंच गए. दे सेड सॉरी, our bank is only operating till 2 o'clock, you have come at 3, we cannot give you the money. So aapko, despite having a checkbook, despite having an account there, despite having money in your account, you couldn't withdraw it. Correct? Iska matlab time se pehle ya time ke baad, if the time is not right, you will not be able to withdraw your money. Now let's take a look at another scenario. आप चलो अगले दिन मंडे को गए, मंडे को वहां पर कैशियर भी बैठा हुआ है, आप भी पहुंच गए हैं, बैंक भी खुला हुआ है, और आप सही टाइम पे भी गए हैं और आपने 5 लाख का चेक डाला, जबकि आपके अकाउंट में जब चेक किया गया तो 4,90,000 सम कुछ अमाउंट था. So when you tendered the check, it was rejected. So सारी चीजें, परमात्मा, आत्मा, प्रकृति and काल, सब कुछ टाइम पे was in its place, but the bank account karma just did not have enough deposit. जितना आप withdraw करना चाह रहे थे उतना उसमें deposit ही नहीं था. Will you be able to withdraw the money? No. So जब तक ये 5 चीजें लाइन में नहीं होंगी, फेवरेबल नहीं होंगी, या एक दूसरे के साथ coordinated नहीं होंगी, you will not be able to withdraw your money. Correct? If the timings are not right, if the savings is not enough, and if the bank is does not go disrupt, है ना? ये भी होता है कई बार कि आपके you have the deposit, you have the time, but the bank only went defunct. So you lost all your savings there. So it's very important that Prakriti, Kal, Karm, Ishwar and Jiva all have to be in line for you to be able to withdraw your money. And let's take a look at how this impacts our life. This is the main crux of this whole Srishti that's working. So why has the soul come to this world? Why has the soul come to this world? Because this is as per scripture. Just a minute, I'll just get my pencil. Can you see my pen here?
Yes.
Okay. So when the soul leaves the spiritual world, then it comes to the material world. It forgets its true identity as the soul and starts identifying with the material body of flesh and bones. So this soul is from the spiritual world. It is made up of Sat, Chit and Anand. Koi gross body nahi hai, Sat yahan pe, koi subtle body bhi nahi hai. It's just pure soul. But as soon as it comes and gets encaged in this body is like a jail, and it comes and resides in the area of the heart. Immediately it forgets. It forgets its true identity and it starts believing yahi mera ghar hai. Yahi meri srishti hai. Yahi se main aaya hu. Why has the soul come here? As per the scriptures, this is the verdict of the Shastra, Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam, that in the spiritual world, everything revolves around Krishna. Everything revolves around the Lord. Everybody is trying to please the Lord. Everybody is trying to serve him in so many other ways, so many ways. You know, everybody is following the will and the mood of the Lord. कहीं उनकी आरती हो रही है, कहीं उनके साथ हंसी मजाक हो रहा है, कहीं उनको खुश करने के लिए राधा और कृष्ण का मिलन कराया जा रहा है. Everything is revolving around what is his mood and how to please him. And 1/4 of the jivas get this feeling, why is everything about him? Why not me? I want them to give me also the same importance. Immediately, the Lord who is sitting as a Paramatma in our heart grasps this bhav, this feeling of the jiva. And although he is pained, he does not like this feeling, but being the compassionate father that he is, he knows that the jiva will not be happy in an artificial world. Happiness उन्हीं की खुशी में हमारी खुशी है. जितना हम उनको खुश करेंगे, उतनी हमें खुशी मिलेगी. But still, sometimes children are immature and they rebel. So when they rebel, what do the parents do? Okay, here, I give you some money. You go ahead and go and enjoy and make a life of your own on your own terms. And then if the parent waits patiently, hoping that when he has suffered enough through life, through the trials and tribulations of life, he will return back to me. And the parent will still be waiting there. He will never disown his son. He will still be waiting there. जैसे कहते हैं ना कि सुबह का भूला अगर शाम को घर आता है तो वो भूला नहीं होता. उसको दोबारा से open arms से accept कर लिया जाता है. So the soul comes here because he gives up the servant mentality and he wants to enjoy independently as the master of this world. And that's the reason that he falls down. So if we are stubborn and we want to rebel, then experience is our only teacher. What we are trying to say here is that even if a child tries to put his finger into the fire is not going to judge, oh, ye to chota bachcha hai, let me not hurt him, let me not burn him. The fire will do its karma, that of burning, giving heat. It is the child's prerogative to heed advice of his parents and not put its finger in the fire. But the Prakriti, the laws of Prakriti, the laws of nature are so stringent and so strict that they will not go around, oh, this is an invalid, let me not hurt them. This is just an innocent child, let me not hurt them. The laws of nature will prevail, regardless of which body you are in. Whether you are in the body of a child, you're in the body of an old body, or you're in the body of a diseased or invalid person, the laws of nature will act equally. Because experience is the best teacher to people who are stubborn. They have to learn it the hard way. So what was our crime? Why were we sent here? Because we wanted to be independent. We did not want to be under direction. We did not want to be under counsel, under education. We wanted to reject authority, and we wanted to become the authority ourselves. And so the Lord created this world specially for us. Okay, here I will put you under illusion where you will feel you are the master of your life. You are in control of your life. You can do whatever you want with your life. And he had to artificially create it, because such a world doesn't exist, because everything belongs to him. So he had to artificially create illusion where we forget where we have come from. So why has the soul come here? Do you want to know? This is the most exciting part of this lecture. We all know this world. इस दुनिया के बारे में तो हमें जानने की जरूरत नहीं है. हमने भली भांति देख लिया है ये प्रकृति, this world, what does it look like? But do you know what does that world look like from where we have come? Would you like to know? इस दुनिया के बारे में तो हमें बहुत कुछ पता है. Thanks to Google, thanks to the travel age that we are in, everybody can catch a plane and go anywhere to any part of the world. So we have seen how this world works. But do you know where we were before coming here? What does that world look like? So here goes. This picture has been very painstakingly made by the devotees from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 9th chapter, 33 verse onwards. Very detailed explanation is given. So as you can see, okay, let me get it here. As you can see, this is the Karan Ocean. This place where we are in is the material world. You can see that this is dark. यहाँ पर sun और moon की जरूरत पड़ती है यहाँ पे light लाने के लिए. लेकिन ये जो eternal world है, the spiritual world है, this is always lit through the effulgence of the body of the Lord. There is no need for an artificial sun and moon here. That's only needed here. This black thing that you can see is the material world. And between this black world, this material world, and the spiritual world is this Brahma Jyoti. Can you see this Brahma Jyoti? All of you, can you see this area, Brahma Jyoti? This is the effulgence of the Lord. This is the rays coming from the body of Krishna. And it's lit up. Matlab, not only is it lighting the spiritual world, which is unlimitedly expanding. It is like the whirl of a lotus. It is unlimitedly expanding. And so the light that is illuminating the spiritual world falls out also. Bahar bhi gir rahi hai wo light. And some of it is falling on the material world also. And you can see that this world, the spiritual world, I just show you in detail. This is the difference between the two. And in between them is this no man's land, the Brahma Jyoti. So first of all, just look at this picture and understand where we are. Yahan hai. We are here, this universe. And where is Krishna? Here. This is Golok Vrindavan. So, yahan se hum yahan gir gaye. Now let's see. This is the spiritual world. In detail. So Radha and Krishna here are the center of the spiritual world. This is their Swarup Shakti. This is Golok Vrindavan. As you can see here, Radha and Krishna are here. And like I showed you the other day, from the right side of Krishna appears Baladev, Balram here. And from his left side appears Radharani. And from Baladev comes the Chaturvyu. Remember we did the Chaturvyu when I showed you the place of demigods. How do the demigods appear? So Balram se Pradyumna, Vasudev, Shankarshan, Anirudh. They expand. Balram expands into this Chaturvyu. And from Radharani, she expands. She is the Hladini Shakti, the internal potency of Krishna. She expands further. And this is a Madhurya Dham. What is Madhurya Dham? This is a Dham of sweetness. And it's like a whirl of a lotus. And the center of that lotus is Radha and Krishna. On all these petals that you can see, literally this Golok Vrindavan is shaped like a lotus flower. And these petals that you can see of the lotus flowers are forever expanding. They are unlimited. New and new petals are appearing. And there is a Nitya Leela going on in all of these petals of the Madhurya Lok. And Radharani here further expands into Lakshmi. Here you can see Mahalakshmi. And similarly, this Chaturvyu, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, Vasudev, expands into Vishnu's. And you can see from Golok Dham, it expands into Vaikuntha Dham. So this is Vaikuntha Dham, like Vaikuntha Lok. And there are innumerable Vaikuntha Loks. There is just not just one Vaikuntha. There are millions and millions of Vaikunthas. Why? Because Narayan is forever expanding. And each Vaikuntha Lok will have a Lakshmi. So Srimati Radharani expands into millions and millions of Lakshmis here. So what is the difference between Vaikuntha and Golok? In Golok, there is just sweetness of 5 rasas. Shantras, Dasyaras, Sakhyaras, where everybody has the mood of being a friend of Krishna. Vatsalyaras, let me be a parent to Krishna. And Madhuryaras, let me be his boyfriend or his girlfriend. So this Golok Dham is a dham of relationships. Here everybody has a very personal relationship with Krishna. They don't consider him God. His sakhas, his boyfriends will punish him if he cheats in a game. They are not in awe and reverence of him. They consider him like one of their own. Why? Because their love is of the highest level. And where there is love, there is a relationship. There is no master and servant, a relationship there. So that is why this is called a Madhurya Dham. It is a dham of extreme sweetness. There are rasas here. There are relationships here. There are family ties here. There are friendships here. And therefore, this is considered the topmost. Only can you reach the highest levels of purity where you can develop a relationship will you be able to enter Golok Dham. Under Golok Dham are the Vaikunthas. Vaikunthas are an Aishwarya Loka. Here, Krishna, those who would like to see or have a relationship with Krishna only as their king will live in Vaikuntha Lok, where Krishna is forever on a throne as Narayan, with his 4-handed form of Narayan, and Lakshmi as his consort is sitting next to him, and all the other denizens of this palace who live in this palace are forever in service of this beautiful Lakshmi Narayan couple. So those who worship, who have a feeling of master and servant relationship, they reside in Vaikuntha Loka, and they are forever worshipping the Lakshmi Narayan form of Radha and Krishna. Lakshmi is none other than the expansion of Radha. And similarly, Baladev or Balaram expands into Vishnu through this Chaturvyu. Okay. And then we saw that this is the Narayan expansions, Vaikuntha Loka. Why is it called Vaikunt? Vai means no, Kuntha means suffering. That lok where there is no suffering means it is free of miseries. There is no birth, death, old age, and disease. Everybody is eternal, youthful, blissful here. So this is Vaikuntha. After Vaikuntha comes, just below Vaikuntha is the, here you can see this here. Let me get my pen. Here, Kailash. This Kailash is the eternal Kailash because it is in the spiritual world. Remember Brahma Jyoti, and we are above the Brahma Jyoti. So Kailash is the place where Sadashiv lives. And Sadashiv is an expansion of Vishnu. He is an expansion of Lord Vishnu. And this Sadashiv is the eternal Sadashiv. From Sadashiv comes Shiva. And from Shiva comes Rudras. And these Rudras are in this Karan ocean. This is the material world now. There are 12 Rudras in this material world. All the जो शिवलिंग की जो हम पूजा करते हैं ये सब रुद्र हैं. पृथ्वी पे 11 रुद्रस हैं, रुद्र अवतार हैं, और ये सब के सब are nashwar. When this material world dies, they also die. So Rudras are material. Rudras will die with the creation, with the end of this world. But Rudras come from Shiva, and Shiva comes from Sadashiv, and Sadashiv is eternal. Sadashiv lives on a Kailash. There are two Kailashes. एक Kailash तो इस material world में है. But we are not talking about that Kailash. That Kailash which is on Himalayas will also get destroyed when this world gets destroyed. But the Kailash which is in the spiritual world, where Sadashiv resides, here, he is eternal. This will forever stay. And there is an Ayodhya Dham. In the material, spiritual world, there is an Ayodhya Dham, a Dwarka Dham, and all these dhams where Lord Ram, Krishna in the form of Lord Ram, is permanently residing there. So all those who are very, very fond of Lord Ram, they will go and reside in Ayodhya Dham. All those who are very, very fond of Dwarkadhish form, they will go and reside in Dwarka. The Dwarka which is in the spiritual world. These are eternal. And all the yogis who are into meditation, whose goal is Brahmanand, you know, these are the yogis. They are the ones who go and live in the Brahma Jyoti. Matlab, from this material world, they strive hard to get free from the clutches of this material world, and they go and reside in the Brahma Jyoti. But the Brahma Jyoti is a place of inactivity. There are many people who say that meditation is the only goal of life. Meditation will bring you up to the Brahma Jyoti. But in the Brahma Jyoti, there is absence of relationships. There is absence of interaction with the Lord. So many times these Gyan Yogis, they fall back into the material world once they get bored of being in the Brahma Jyoti. Because the soul longs for relationships, for interaction with other souls. For that, you will have to enter into either the Vaikuntha Loka or the Golok Loka. From there is no chance of falling down back into this terrible world. So Brahma Jyoti is not a very intelligent goal of life. You can be there, but there is no guarantee that you will always be there. It is, of course, it is the effulgence of Krishna's body, the Brahma Jyoti. But there is no service here. There is no interaction here. There are no relationships here. So we've seen the spiritual world, and we've seen the Brahma Jyoti. Now let's come to our world, where we are residing, all of us. That is this world. This is the Karan ocean. When a few souls, only 1/4 of the souls rebelled, 3/4 are still in the spiritual world, and they are permanently there, and they are all in a constant state of festivity and celebration, enjoying with the Lord and his many other devotees there. They're all enjoying eternally there. But 1/4 who rebelled and said, why him? Why not me? Unke liye Karan ocean mein Shiva, not Shiva, sorry, Vishnu, one of the Vishnu forms, he expanded as Karano Dakshai Vishnu. here. Karano Daksha Vishnu here. He's lying here on the Viraja river. Viraja river is called the Karan ocean. So he lies down here in this ocean and he goes into a deep meditation, and then he breathes out. His one breath is millions of yugas and kalpas long. So as he breathes out, these millions of temporary material, dark planets come into being and they start floating like swabs of cotton. जैसे ही वो breathe out करते हैं, ये इतने सारे planets निकल आते हैं उनके nostril से, and they are all just hanging. अभी तक इनमें life नहीं है. They are just hanging there like swabs of cotton, and they come out from Karano Daksha Vishnu, the first form of Vishnu. From Karano Daksha Vishnu, comes Garbho Daksha Vishnu. Garbho Daksha Vishnu is this Vishnu who is lying here. From his navel comes a lotus stem, sprouts, and on top of this lotus sprout here, Brahma is residing. And this Brahma then is the cause of this material world. Vishnu gives him all the seeds, all the ingredients, all the technology. Here is the technology, here is the software, hardware, everything. Now you are the secondary engineer. Primary engineer is Garbho Daksha Vishnu. Secondary engineer is Brahma, and Vishnu orders him, go and create this world, because all these seeds that I've given you, all these jivas want to enjoy independently from me. So go ahead and create this artificial world for them. And this is how the world was created. Can you see this? I don't know whether all of you can read it. The first layer, this is the outermost layer that was created, is false ego. क्योंकि हम अपनी false ego के साथ नीचे आए हैं. Real ego क्या है? I am the servant of Krishna. He is the master, I am his servant. He is the joy, I am the joy giver. He is the enjoyer, I am the enjoyed. He is the controller, I am the controlled. This is real ego. Ego मतलब मैं हूँ. Yes, मेरा अस्तित्व है. लेकिन क्या अस्तित्व है? Relationship क्या है भगवान के साथ? वो है that of enjoyer and enjoyed. Controller and control. ये real ego है. False ego क्या है? I am the master of my life. I am the master of my destiny. I am my own master. And I am not under anyone. This is called false ego. So false ego is the first layer. जिससे ये पूरा ब्रह्मांड बना. You can see this whole ब्रह्मांड was created with false ego. The second layer, from false ego came intelligence. ये जो red line आपको दिख रही है. And look at the beauty of this world. Look at the beauty of Krishna's technology. Each layer is 10 times wider. It is 10 times the diameter of the previous coverage. So false ego से 10 times greater is intelligence. So false ego expands 10 times greater into an envelope of intelligence. पहले तो ये अभी subtle body बन रही है, अभी gross body नहीं बनी. हमने देखा था ना 3 bodies हैं. तो subtle body is made up of mind, intelligence and false ego. सबसे पहले false ego बना, उसके बाद intelligence बना, 10 times greater था वो. उसके बाद from intelligence mind बना, which was even 10 times greater than intelligence. So जब ये 3 bodies हमारी बन गई, ये 3 layers इस पृथ्वी के, इस पूरे मृत्यु लोक के बन गए. False ego, intelligence, mind में से फिर आया ether. Here, this level, this layer that you can see. Ether expanded, then from ether came air. How beautiful. Look at this technology. Is there any scientist who can create this technology? Space में से air आया. Air में से water आया. From air came water. Water में से fire आया. Fire expanded into, space में से air, air में से fire, and fire में से water. Here, this is water. And water में से earth बना. Earth is called Jad Jagat. Most degraded form of life is this world. बहुत ही यहाँ पर limited way of life. Everything जैसे ही create होता है, deteriorate होना शुरू हो जाता है. उसी समय सड़ना शुरू हो जाता है. कुछ 100 साल में सड़ के मरते हैं, कुछ हजार साल में सड़ के मरते हैं, लेकिन दिस वर्ल्ड इज दैट ऑफ deterioration. The moment it is created, it starts deteriorating. So it is called a जड़ जगत. ऐसी कोई प्रॉब्लम स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में नहीं है. सो गर्भोदक्षाय विष्णु बने, कारणोदक्षाय से गर्भोदक्षाय विष्णु ने जगत बनाया, एंड देन क्षीरोदक्षाय विष्णु, फ्रॉम गर्भोदक्षाय क्षीरोदक्षाय. जैसे ही ये सारे लेयर्स बने, Brahma ji started creating. Kshirodaksha Vishnu went and entered each and every atom to give it life. मतलब as a परमात्मा, हर आत्मा के साथ परमात्मा जाके बैठ गई, क्योंकि आत्मा तभी फंक्शन कर सकती है जब परमात्मा उसको सैंक्शन करेगा. परमात्मा उसके बगल में नहीं बैठी होगी तो आत्मा कुछ नहीं कर सकता. So there are 3 विष्णुस, कारणोदक्षाय विष्णु, गर्भोदक्षाय विष्णु, क्षीरोदक्षाय विष्णु. कहाँ पता था ये हमें? And these are the 7 layers, 8 layers. These 8 layers, each covering is 10 times the diameter of the previous covering, is this world. And this is where we are. Bhuvarlok. ये middle planet है. This is the middle planet. This is a 14 planetary systems होते हैं in one universe, और ऐसी millions of universes है. Can you see here? Vishnu, he's breathed out so many universes. Each universe is made up of these 14 planets. जिसमें हम यहाँ पे हैं भूवरलोक में, भूलोक पे. उसके ऊपर भूवरलोक है. भूवरलोक में जहां गोस्ट्स, राक्षस और पिशाच रहते हैं, दैट्स भूवरलोक. अबव भूवरलोक, हियर अबव भूवरलोक इज ब्रह्मलोक, सॉरी स्वर्गलोक. ये हेवनली प्लैनेट्स है यहाँ पे. दिस इज स्वर्गलोक. अबव स्वर्गलोक इज महरलोक. अबव महरलोक इज जनलोक. अबव जनलोक इज तपलोक. अबव तपलोक इज सत्यलोक, वेयर ब्रह्मा resides. So this is the middle planet. There are 7 planets super. These are the higher planets. Higher मतलब है तो सभी temporary, but at least यहाँ पर old age और disease नहीं है. तो इसलिए यहाँ पर जो pleasure giving life potency है वो थोड़ी ज्यादा है. और इसके नीचे ये जो lower planetary systems हैं, this is अटल, विटल, सुतल, तलातल, महातल, रसातल, पाताल. These are the घोर hellish planets. यहाँ पे sunlight भी नहीं है. They are only planets of suffering. मतलब there is not even a flicker of hope or relief here. So ये together, and यहाँ की जो jailer है वो कौन है? दुर्गा देवी. And Durga Devi is again an expansion of the Lakshmi, and the Lakshmi ऊपर जो हमने देखा था Mahalakshmi is an expansion of Radha Rani. So Durga Devi, Parvati, they are all expansions of the Lakshmi Tattvas of Radharani, and they have been sent here. So this is what this world looks like. It's a world of kuntha, full of miseries. And can you see these here? These Anant Shesh is holding the weight of all these millions of planets and universes. Anant Shesh, that is Balaram, who has expanded as Shankarshan and Anant Shesh, अपने फणों के ऊपर इसको धारण करके रखा हुआ है उन्होंने. He is holding them, balancing them. So can you see our minute position? हमारा भार, पृथ्वी का भी भार is like a speck of sand for Balaram to hold on his head. And he is balancing us as long as this universe will last. After that, it will all, Vishnu will, when he will inhale, all of it will go inside him again. जितनी देर तक वो exhale करे हुए हैं, तब तक हम सब हैं. जैसे ही वो inhale करेंगे, everything will be destroyed again. This is a glimpse of the material world and the spiritual world. Okay, so why did he create this world? Dukkhalayama Shashvatam. Why do all this? Okay, so what are the possible things needed to be planned while planning a city? Quickly, you can unmute and say. किसी भी city को plan करना होगा, हमें क्या-क्या चाहिए होगा? क्या-क्या बनाएंगे हम उस city को plan जब करेंगे? City में क्या-क्या चीजें चाहिए हमें to enjoy our life there? Yes.
Road maps and infrastructure.
Yeah, what kinds roads चाहिए आपको? Good. What else do you need in a city?
Water supply.
Water supply, yes. आपको अगर किसी city में रहना है, what would you like? कौन-कौन सी जगहें चाहिए आपको वहाँ पे to enjoy yourself? क्या-क्या चाहिए आपको city?
Open spaces.
Open spaces चाहिए और
Infrastructure in terms of travel and everything.
ट्रैवल हो गया, रोड्स हो गई, और एक चीज बताइए आप सबने, रोड एंड ट्रैवल, और क्या चाहिए आपको एंजॉय करने के लिए, रिक्रिएशन के लिए?
Gardens, temples,
People.
hospitals,
हॉस्पिटल,
education,
दैट्स
building.
वेरी गुड. हॉस्पिटल, व्हाट एल्स वुड यू लाइक इन अ सिटी? क्या चाहिए होगा आपको? और
Security.
सिक्योरिटी चाहिए, ओके, वेरी गुड. और सबके बच्चे हैं,
Schools.
सबके
Yeah.
स्कूल्स चाहिए, यस, स्कूल्स चाहिए. व्हाट एल्स?
Good governance.
हाँ,
Good governance.
गुड गवर्नेंस चाहिए, यस, टू मैनेज ऑल दीज थिंग्स. सो स्कूल्स चाहिए, कॉलेजेस चाहिए. व्हाट एल्स डिड यू से? व्हाट एल्स विल यू नीड सिटी में?
Restaurants.
रेस्टोरेंट्स चाहिए, यस, एवरीबॉडी वांट्स टू एंजॉय गुड फूड. रेस्टोरेंट्स चाहिए. और
Temples, gardens, recreation.
ओके, लुक्स लाइक बहुत ही सेल्फ कंटेन्ड पायस सात्विक लोग हैं हमारी क्लास में आज. किसी को कुछ चाहिए ही नहीं. They have no desires.
नहीं, सब कुछ चाहिए. There is nothing specific का जो चाहिए, सब कुछ
Name
चाहिए.
them. Name them.
People like to go to discotheque, though it's not my cup of tea, but discotheque and
Entertainment mediums like theaters, discotheques, gardens, open
Mhm.
spaces,
amusement parks.
infrastructural support like logistics in terms of travel.
Mhm.
उसमें वो आ गया, restaurants for eateries.
Okay, so we've done this for you. You need all of these? Hospitals, एक ने बोला था. Malls.
Yes.
Excuse me, Narayan, Hare Krishna, we need money for all this.
Yes, I'm talking about infrastructure wise. Surely we need money, but
Yeah.
हमें facilities क्या चाहिए? You need theaters.
Electricity.
Huh?
Electricity.
Electricity, yes. So we've जैसे आपने hospitals बोला, theaters बोला, bridges सब बोल रहे थे, roads and bridges. You need something to play, playgrounds चाहिए. अपने बच्चों के लिए colleges चाहिए. You need buildings for offices, malls, stadiums for your sports, theater for recreation. Yes? हो गया सब cover? हो गया सब cover? किसी के दिमाग में कुछ और आ रहा है?
नहीं, हो गया almost everything.
Okay. एक चीज भूल गए.
A way to get out of the city.
नहीं, वो है ये रही रोड. चले जाओ लोनावला, चले जाओ खंडाला. ये देखो थाने, जहां जहां जा सकते हो, पूना चले जाओ, भाग जाओ यहाँ से, जहां पे भी जाना.
My son is saying a house to stay alone.
To stay alone. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, house हो गया. Sure. एक चीज भूल गए, जो है, जो होती है हर सिटी में, होनी भी चाहिए. तो अगर सिटी में है,
Prison house.
जरूरत है इसकी? So many of you, one of you said security.
ये किसी को नहीं चाहिए.
Oh really? You don't want security? Do you want the thugs and dacoits to be locked up or no? Do
हमको
you want
thugs, we don't want thugs only ना, सिटी में होने ही नहीं चाहिए, तो लॉकअप करने का सवाल ही नहीं आता.
लेकिन आप कैसे?
We want it in a different city, not in our city.
Really? But the city is made up of people, right?
Yep.
And the thugs and dacoits are one of us. हम ही में से बनते हैं. Yes? हमारे
Yes.
जैसे घरों से ही बनते हैं.
Yes.
Is it? Isn't it?
Yes.
So don't you want law and order? One of you said security. सब चाहते हैं एक gated community में रहना, जहां पर security हो, ताकि इस तरह के negative elements उनको डिस्टर्ब ना कर सके, उनकी पीस और सिक्योरिटी को डिस्टर्ब ना कर सके. सो जितने भी वेल प्लान्ड सिटीज हैं, दे डू प्लान अ प्रिजन हाउस. करेक्ट? नॉट ओनली इन दिस मॉडर्न टाइम्स, इवन इन द ओल्डन टाइम्स, रोम, ग्रीस, ओल्ड सिविलाइजेशन, सब जगह एक prison house भी बनता था, because there will always be people who will reject authority, who will not want to follow the rules of the land. There will be such people, and you want them to be locked up so that they don't harm the others, correct? So it's a very important part of planning a city. Some area has to be kept for the prison house, right? Yes or no?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, yes, very much.
Security.
Yes.
There is no enjoyment without security. If you don't feel safe, can you enjoy?
No.
So security is most important, right?
Yes.
Now, why do you need a prison house? Yes, one is for punishment, but why do you need to give punishment at all?
So that
Reformation.
Yes, yes, the answer is right here in the slide. बुराई से लड़ाई करनी है, बुरे से नहीं. बुरे के जो हृदय में बुराई है, उस बुराई की जब सफाई कर दोगे, तो then you are free from that problem, from that person, correct? Once he gets reformed, then he can come back into the mainstream social life, social circle. So punishment is important for purification. Punishment is not a bad thing. It is required. Hence, हमें इस जब हमने, let me take you back here, जब हमने रिबेल किया यहाँ पर स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में, तो ये जेल बनाई गई. ये इस दुनिया की जो इतनी हमने इस पे पोइट्रीज लिखी हैं, इसका इतना हम बखान करते हैं, शास्त्र से दिस इज दुखालयम अशाश्वतम. ये जेल है, काले रंग की बनाई हुई है. यहाँ पे हमेशा अंधेरा रहता है. एक आर्टिफिशियल सन और मून बनाना पड़ता है जो इसको लाइट दे थोड़ी देर के लिए. तो ये जेल है. स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड ने जेल को बनाया और हमें यहाँ गिराया. कैन यू सी दिस लाइन हियर? दिस इज द हरे कृष्णा महामंत्र लाइन. एंड यू लिटरली फेल हियर. कहते हैं ना, वी फेल डाउन into this world. I fell into trouble. We literally fell. How do you know how we entered into this world? Through rain. The jivas who rebelled here, who didn't want to follow authority, they rebelled and they were thrown here, those souls, caught up in the clouds, and the clouds then poured as rain. So we fell down as rain on this earth, जड़ जगत. और सबसे पहला बर्थ हमने लिया एज एक्वेटिक्स. वो हमारी सबसे पहली शर्ट थी, बॉडी थी जो हमें मिली. फ्रॉम एक्वेटिक्स वी बिकेम रेप्टाइल्स, एंड देन द होल प्रोग्रेस ऑफ 84 lakh species, and finally came to the human body. So we fell. And why did we fall here? Why did we be put in this jail? For purification. Because the way to go back is also already streamlined and kept ready for us. It's not ke ek baar niche फेंक दिया, doors are permanently closed. No, we have been sent here for reformation, so that we can purify our hearts of trying to become the lords and master. And once we purify our hearts, we go back to this Vaikunt. From Kunt, we go back to Vaikunt. So punishment is necessary for purification. So when we have been thrown here, these are our punishments. Janma, Mrityu, Jada, Vyadhi. These are punishments. Because nobody wants them and everybody gets them. And once you go through these 4 stages of punishment, you realize the futility of this world. You realize that there is nothing worth enjoying here, and you are thirsting for something more. You finally start listening to the thirst of your soul when you go through this purification process. The intelligent people will be mindful and they will listen to the call of their soul, that why do I have to go through birth, death, old age, and disease? Why can't I always stay young? Why do I have to die? Why do I have to get disease? And they start inquiring. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. They start inquiring, is there a way out? Then the reformation process starts. And not only these 4, we also saw आध्यात्मिक, आदि भौतिक एंड आदि दैविक, ये पनिशमेंट्स भी मिलती हैं हमें. None of us have control over this. We may be the richest person. The richest person of the world lost his life to COVID. He had his own aeroplane, his own airspace. He had an entire hospital dedicated to him. Nobody could save him. Why? Because there is Adi Daivik. There is an Adi Daivik force that's working on you, which you cannot escape. You will get miseries from other living entities. You cannot escape. And how will you ever escape the miseries of your body and mind? अगर आप आदि भौतिक और आदि दैविक को कर भी लो अपने आप को सेव इनसे, how will you escape the miseries of your mind? So Durga Devi is the jailer of this world. This is her position. She is a Devi in the service of Krishna, and she has been given this thankless job of keeping the jivas in this world. Durga Devi, the name Durga comes from Durg. Durg means किला. और किले का जो रखवाला है, किले का जो ओनर है, जो जेलर है, उसको दुर्गा. Ga means the controller or the owner of the Durg, of the किला. इस किले के अंदर हम सब जीवास को भेजा गया है रिफॉर्मेशन के लिए. हमारा मूड रिफॉर्मेशन का होना चाहिए, एंजॉयर का नहीं. How can I enjoy myself here is a wrong mood which is getting us into more and more trouble, more and more misery. The moment our mood changes that I am here for reformation, just see how your life starts changing. How your miseries, you start getting solutions to your miseries. So she is the jailer of this world. And she has a three shuls, three miseries. Adi Bhautik, Adi Devik, and Adhyatmik. She is in charge. It's her job to keep us here. But what is the result of this? These miseries that we get purified from illusion, pride, anger, greed, envy, and lust. Because we do not have any greedo sin, envio sin, lusto sin, anger sin, pridey sin. ऐसी दवाइयों के नाम हैं किसी भी WHO, World Health Organizations, Red Cross, Nobel physicists, Nobel Peace Prize winners, all the doctors of this world. किसी के पास भी दवाई है, प्राइडोसिन, एक प्राइडोसिन खा लो, from tomorrow no pride in your heart. 3 गोलियां ग्रीडोसिन की खा लो, सुबह दोपहर शाम, ग्रीड खत्म आपके हार्ट से. कोई एक दूसरे का हिस्सा नहीं खाएगा, जितना जिसको चाहिए उतना ही खाएगा. एंगर माइसिन है किसी के पास, आज के बाद एंगर आना बन रही है कहीं पे भी ये दवाई. एनवी सिन, लस्टी सिन, ये दवाइयां हैं किसी के पास भी? दुर्गा के पास है. और दुर्गा का त्रिशूल है जो इन दवाइयों को हमें एडमिनिस्टर कर रहा है, ताकि ये 6 तरह की बीमारियां जिसकी वजह से हम यहाँ पे सफर कर रहे हैं, लेकिन ब्लेम दूसरे को कर रहे हैं या भगवान को कर रहे हैं. She is pure, actually giving us doses of medicine to cure us of our illusion, pride, anger, greed, envy, and lust. These are the root cause of our suffering, but we don't want to admit it. We want to give the blame to the other person. So जब जेल में जाते हैं सबसे पहले क्या होता है? सबसे पहले कपड़े बदल दिए जाते हैं, है ना? कि जिस कपड़ों से आप यहाँ पकड़ के लाए गए थे, अब ये कपड़े आप उतार दो, घर वालों को दे दो और हमारे कपड़े पहनो. करेक्ट? उसी तरह हम जब स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में थे, वी हैड अ स्पिरिचुअल बॉडी, वी हैड अ नेम, हमारा एक नाम है, परमानेंट स्पिरिचुअल नेम है, एक फेस है, एक फीचर है, एक बॉडी है. वो सारी हमसे ले ली गई और हमें यहाँ के कपड़े पहना दिए गए, इस दुनिया के कपड़े. जानना चाहोगे कौन से कपड़े मिले हमें? दिस इज द वर्स. जलजा नवलक्षाणी, स्थावरा लक्ष्य विंशति. जलजा एक्वेटिक्स, नवलक्षाणी, 9 लाख के एक्वेटिक्स, 9 लाख के एक्वेटिक कपड़े हैं. इतनी डिटेल आपको दुनिया के किसी शास्त्र में मिलेगी? that there are 9 lakh kinds of jalaja. स्थावरा लक्ष्य विंशति, स्थावरा मतलब अनमूविंग, जो है वो 20 लाख है. लक्ष्य विंशति. क्रमयो रुद्र सांख्याः, पक्षिणाम 10 लक्षणाम, पक्षी 10 लाख तरह के. त्रिंशल्लक्षाणि पाशवः चतुर्लक्षाणि मानुषः. मानुषः ह्यूमन बीइंग्स 4 लाख के हैं. Can you beat that? There are 84 lakh bodies or costumes. 9 lakh species live in water. 20 lakh are the non-moving living entities like trees, mountains. 11 lakh are insects and reptiles. 10 lakh are the species of birds. 30 lakhs are quadrupeds, 4-legged beasts. And 4 lakhs are human beings. Total 84 lakh species. Science अभी तक इनका 1/4 भी नहीं निकाल पाई है. नोबेल पीस प्राइज मिलता है अगर कोई नए तरह का कीड़ा, नए तरह का माइक्रोब अगर ढूंढ लेता है, उसकी इतना गुणगान. और जिसने 84 लाख स्पीच बना दिए और व्यासदेव ने वो छाप दिए कि ये लो, एडवांस में ही तुम्हें बता रहा हूं, नथिंग फॉर हिम. उसका नाम भी लेना अब सेक्युलरिज्म है. उस डिस्कस करना ये चीजें भी अब पाप है. जिसने इनको बनाया उसका कोई गुणगान नहीं. जिसने कहे एक अंश इसका ढूंढ लिया, उसको इतने लॉरल्स, इतने अवार्ड्स. साइंस डज नॉट इवन नो दैट देयर आर 9 लाख स्पीशीज ऑफ वाटर. अभी भी ढूंढ रहे हैं. और हमारा शास्त्र करोड़ों साल से कह रहा है ये एग्जैक्ट है. इंसान ही 4 लाख टाइप्स के हैं. There is a Brahma. Can you see? Look at these. Look at these species of animals and birds. They are still discovering them. They still can't say we know all. And 4 lakh kinds of human beings. कुछ देवी देवता के फॉर्म में है. I showed you those 7 planetary systems above भूलोक. All of them have different bodies. हर planet पे रहने वाले लोगों की बॉडी अलग है. ऐसे 4 लाख तरह के human beings हैं. देवताओं के अंग भंगिमा अलग होती है. सन पे भी there are people living. उनकी फायरी बॉडीज होती हैं. मून पे भी there are people living. उनकी मून बॉडीज होती हैं जो मून के एटमॉस्फेयर में सर्वाइव कर सके. इस तरह से there are 4 lakh kinds of human beings. So we are all actually, this world is a prison without walls. क्योंकि आपके आसपास वॉल नहीं दिख रही है, illusion में आपको डाला हुआ है. And you feel that, oh, you're here to enjoy. Wow. I don't have to ask anyone anything. I have the money, I can just go and enjoy. I don't have to follow any rules. Yet, at all times, they are under Janma Mrityu Jada Vyadhi, Adi Bhautik, Adi Devik, Adhyatmik. This is the prison. But we are being made to feel that, oh, we are enjoying here. और हम यहाँ पे कैसे बांधे गए हैं? Through 3 chains. नहीं निकल सकते आप. You are being given to believe कि आप free हो, but actually 3 chains हम सब के ऊपर हैं. Which are the 3 chains? Sattva, Rajo, Tamo. Very clearly Krishna is explaining. भोगवांछा करे कृष्ण भूलिया जीवा, भोगवांछा करे पाछे ते माया तारे झपटिया धरे. चैतन्य चरितामृत का वर्स है इन प्रेम वैवर्त पुराण. That all of us are under the control of Sattvagun, Rajogun, Tamogun, and we always think and act according to these 3 modes. We cannot not be under their control. कभी तमो रजो ज्यादा होता है, सत्व कम होता है. कभी सत्व ज्यादा होता है, रजो तमो कम होता है. लेकिन होता है. Even सत्व गुण, mind you, is a jail. Don't think that sattva gun is good. It is still binding you to this world. How to understand this? Sattva gun should be considered कि आपको जेल में एक VIP कैबिन मिल गया. वहां पे आपको सोने की थाली में खाना परोसा जा रहा है और आप अपने मेन्यू को चूज भी कर सकते हो, यार आज ये खिला दो. दैट इज सत्व गुण. और उससे नीचे के सेल्स हैं, नीचे के फ्लोर के सेल्स हैं, वो बी क्लास जेल है. वहां पे वो अपना खाना खुद चूज नहीं कर सकते. जो दिया जाएगा वही खाना पड़ेगा. और जो बिल्कुल ही सी क्लास जेल में है उनको तो जेल के अंदर भी जकड़ के रखते हैं आयरन जेल के साथ. और उनको खाना रोज नहीं मिलता, एक दिन छोड़ के मिलता है. सो जो वीआईपी जेल में है, वीआईपी सेल में है, मूर्ख वो सोच रहा है अरे ये बी और सी वाले How unfortunate. देखो, they can't even get the facilities that I am getting. वो मूर्ख ये नहीं देख रहा, जेल में तो वो खुद भी है, लेकिन so what if he has a VIP jail there? If he has a VIP room there, so what? But he's still in the jail. All three are in the same jail. They may be getting different facilities. For example, person जो सत्व गुण में है, he has a sense of happiness at all times, and he can get freedom from sins. जो रजोगुण में ज्यादा है, he has a lot of unlimited desires. और जो ignorance में है, he is always sleeping too much and he is very lazy, attracted to intoxication. But all three are chains. So we have to rise above goodness. Bhakti Yoga takes you above Sattva Guna. Even in food, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains in detail, like a father telling a child, "Beta, ye khao, ye mat khao." Itna wo handhold karte hain Arjun ko. Kis tarah ke khane khane hain, kis tarah ke drinks peene hain. Fresh fruits, he says, is in the mode of goodness. Spicy, pungent, tikha, chatpata is passion. And stale, onion, garlic, mushroom, meat, fish, eggs is in the mode of ignorance. Jitna ye khaoge, utni jad buddhi hoti jayegi. More and more you will be in the mode of ignorance. Similarly, these are the activities of people who are in goodness. Those who are in passion, those who are in ignorance. People exhibit those qualities, those activities, those tastes according to these modes. Music में भी उनके अलग-अलग तरह के सबके होते हैं tastes. So modern world ने इसको एक fashion statement बना दिया. To each his own. जिसको जैसा पसंद आए करो. No. This will only exhibit आप कौन से गुण में हो, सत्व, रजो या तमो में हो. Does not mean कि जो आप मन में आए करो. It means फाइंड आउट कि आप किस गुण में हो और उस गुण से ऊपर उठने की कोशिश करो. अगर तमो में हो तो पहले रजो तक आने की कोशिश करो और फिर रजो से सत्व में जाने की कोशिश करो. नॉट, बट इट्स बिकम फैशनेबल नाउ. आई एम अ मॉर्निंग पर्सन, आई एम नॉट अ मॉर्निंग पर्सन, आई एम अ नाइट पर्सन. They are trying to legalize or justify the kind of person they are. We should be trying to elevate ourselves from the person, from the level at which we are, not flaunt it. ये तीन भाई थे, विभीषण, रावण, कुंभकर्ण. रावण रजोगुण में था, विभीषण सत्वगुण में था और कुंभकर्ण तमोगुण में था. एक ही घर के तीन बच्चे, सबके गुण अलग अलग. This shows that we actually don't belong to this family in which we are born. हम सारे सोल्स अलग अलग जर्नी से आ रहे हैं, इकट्ठे हुए हैं यहाँ पे टेम्पररीली. जैसे हम लोकल ट्रेन में चढ़ते हैं, केवल ऑफिस जाने तक हम सब उस बोगी में इकट्ठे हैं लाइक अ फैमिली. जैसे ही ट्रेन रुकी, बोगी से उतरे, वो फैमिली खत्म, रह गई वहीं पे. सब कोई कहीं दूसरी जगह चला गया, कोई दूसरी जगह चला गया. And Durga Devi is actually motivating us to go back by punishing us and purifying anger, lust, pride, envy. She is punishing us so that we get purified of these. So punishment is good. We should take it in the mood of purification and also seek higher guidance and counsel on how to get forgiven for what we have done. And rise to Sattva Gun, and finally even above Sattva Gun to Bhakti Yoga, where back home, back to Godhead, where this is life in Golok Vrindavan. They have nothing to do but enjoy. No duties, no zimmevari, no tension of rosy roti. Everything is in surplus there. Nobody has to work for a living there. All they have to do is enjoy relationships with each other. And Bhagavad Gita says, Daivi esha gunamai mama maya duratyaya mam evye papadyante maya metam tarantite. This divine energy of mine, Krishna is saying, consists of Daivi esha gunamai. 3 modes of material nature, which is very difficult to overcome, he's saying. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross. माम एतम माम तरंती ते, बहुत इजीली जो मुझ पे सरेंडर कर देते हैं, वो जो जकड़े हुए हैं सत्व रजो तमो में, very easily they can come out of it. Again he says in the 9th chapter, mama mana bhad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru माम एवैश्यसी युक्त मम मन मना भव मद भक्तो. मन मना, मन, अपना मन, अपनी माइंड मुझ में एंगेज करो इन ऑलवेज थिंकिंग ऑफ मी. मद याजी, मेरे डिवोटी बनो, बिकम माय डिवोटी. माम नमस्कुरु, ऑफर ओबेसेंसेस टू मी एंड वर्शिप मी. माम एवैश्यसी युक्त्वैवम Atmana mat parayanaha. You will come to me, mat parayanaha. You will come, surely come to me if you're always absorbed in me. Directly he's saying. Still people are misinterpreting and going to this God, that meditation, this yagya, that tapa, or no, nothing at all. Just अच्छे काम करो, कुछ मत करो, कुछ नहीं रखा हुआ. इतनी direct instructions के बावजूद, something that is as clear as the sun, which does not need any interpretation, still people are misguided. Actually, they're not misguided. They do not want to submit to a higher authority. They want to be enjoyers themselves. So, punishment, we saw, is of 7 types. 8 types: जन्म मृत्यु जड़ा व्याधि, आध्यात्मिक आदि भौतिक आदि दैविक. लेकिन इसका रिजल्ट क्या है? प्योरिफिकेशन फ्रॉम इग्नोरेंस, प्राइड, एंगर, ग्रीड, एनवी, लस्ट. These are the main things that are troubling us. हमें पता नहीं है, लेकिन हमारा एंगर, हमारी ग्रीड और हमारी एनवी हमें एक्चुअली तड़पा रही है, हमें दिक्कत दे रही है इन आवर रिलेशनशिप्स. And costumes and chains, this is what we have seen. This is Prakriti. 84 lakhs of species और 3 तरह के chains. This is Prakriti. काल हमने देखा is the universal time cycle and how everything is under the control of time. कैसे? This is our universal life cycle. Did you know कि ये कलयुग 4,32 years का है. इसमें से केवल 5,000 साल निकले हैं. केवल 5,000 साल निकले हैं अभी. 4,28,000 years more are left. 4,28,000 years more. How much more the misery is going to escalate? ये तो अभी ट्रेलर है. This is nothing. And double of Kalyug is Dwapar. 8,64,000 years का द्वापर युग है. 3 times of that is Treta. 12,96,000 years का त्रेता युग होता है. सत्ययुग 17,28,000 years का होता है. और ये चारों युग is called one चतुर्युग. 43,23,000 years का होता है. This is actual time. इस टाइम पीरियड के हिसाब से अपने आप को विजुअलाइज करने की कोशिश करो. क्या 100, 50, 60, 70 साल के अंदर अपने आप को मेंटेन करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो? Look at the bigger picture. One cycle of the universe is 7 crore 20 lakh चतुर्युगास की एक साइकिल होती है. Where do we fit there? We are just a speck. जैसे बबल, फोम, हैंड वॉश करते हुए इतने सारे बबल्स हाथ में आते हैं, वो हमारे देखने से पहले ही फूट के खत्म हो जाते हैं. That much is our life cycle. How seriously we should be taking our time. Microseconds का है वो compared to this universal time cycle में. हमारे 100 साल की, अब तो 100 साल की भी नहीं रह गई हमारी लाइफ. 80-90 साल पहुंच जाते हैं तो एक ग्रैंड सेलिब्रेशन होती है. अरे he could make it to 90 years. That 90 years is what compared to 7 crore 20 lakh चतुर्युगास. कृष्णा एक ब्लिंक भी नहीं करते हैं आपकी, उतने में भी ये खत्म. We have limited time to get out of this world. And see how we have degraded. सतयुग में क्या था? कॉन्शियसनेस लोगों की अतिथि देवो भव. त्रेता युग में क्या कॉन्शियसनेस थी? शुभ लाभ. द्वापर में क्या कॉन्शियसनेस थी? सुस्वागतम। और कलयुग, कुत्तों से सावधान। लुक वेयर वी हैव डिग्रेडेड, हाउ मच आवर कल्चर हैज डिग्रेडेड। राम युग का दूध, कृष्ण युग का घी, और कलयुग की चाय फूक फूक के पी। द मोस्ट डिग्रेडेड फॉर्म ऑफ drink is a tea that intoxicates you, destroys your liver, spoils your consciousness. So दूध, घी, छाछ से हम चाय पे आ गए, and we are thinking we are progressing. Where do we stand in the time cycle? We're not even a machhar. So why do we go through this cycle of birth and death? Because it's the law of karma. All of us have to go through these 6 stages, as mentioned in the Bhagavatam. 6 जन्म होते हैं हमारे इस एक जन्म में. पहला तो हमारा जन्म, then we grow, वो जन्म वाली बॉडी खत्म हो जाती है, we get a new body, growth, then youth में आके we maintain this body for some time, 3rd stage, then we produce another body, then we start deteriorating, dwindling, and death. Birth, growth, maintaining, producing, dwindling, death. ये 6 स्टेजेस हम सब की आती है, एंड लॉज ऑफ कर्म होते हैं. एवरीथिंग इज अंडर द लॉ ऑफ कर्म. हाउ विल यू एक्सप्लेन कि some are born rich, some are poor, some are strong, some are weak, कुछ सुंदर हैं, कुछ अगली हैं, कुछ बहुत है कुछ के पास खाने के लिए, कुछ के पास कुछ नहीं है खाने के लिए, किसी को बहुत अच्छी एजुकेशन मिल रही है, किसी को बेसिक नीड्स भी नहीं मिल रही है, कोई बड़े सुंदर है, कोई नहीं है, कोई इतने बड़े घरों में रह रहे हैं, किसी के पास बेसिक कम्युनिटीज भी नहीं है, कोई पैदाइशी ही रिच पेरेंट्स के घर में है, कोई पुअर पेरेंट्स के घर में पैदा हुआ है. कौन कैसे डिसाइड हो रहा है ये सब? क्यों, ये किस बेस पे दिया जा रहा है सबको? इज इट अ लॉटरी? अच्छा चलो तुम यहाँ पैदा हो जाओ, फिर रोल नंबर निकालो, अच्छा तुम वहां पैदा हो जाओ. इज इट लाइक दैट? नो. सो हाउ देन? So God is actually compared to a judge. The same judge awards rigorous imprisonment to one person and awards compensation to the other. क्यों जज ऐसे कर रहा है? किसी को compensation, किसी को नहीं. Partial है वो भगवान? Is he partial?
No.
Why? Because the judge is only following the constitution, the law book. दफा 330, अच्छा ये होगा. दफा 425 लगी है, अच्छा तो ये करना पड़ेगा. He is just following the laws of the land and the activities of the individuals. Samo aham sarva bhuteshu name drishyo asti na priyah ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mayi te teshu chapya. I envy no one, I'm partial to no one, I'm equal to all. But whoever renders service to me in devotion is a friend in me, and I'm also a friend to him. He personally declares. मतलब he is seated as the Paramatma in everybody's heart, and he's witnessing हम क्या कर रहे हैं. पूरा freedom दिया है हमें, पूरा freedom. He is just sitting there as a witness. पूरी knowledge और information भी दे दी. Now he's expecting us to do it voluntarily, to follow the laws of the land voluntarily. इतना तो न्यूटन ने भी ढूंढ निकाला कि for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So as you sow, so shall you reap. कैसे? अच्छे कर्म करोगे उसको कर्म बोलेंगे, बुरे कर्म करोगे उसको विकर्म बोलेंगे. दोनों में ही प्रॉब्लम है. अच्छे कर्म में भी प्रॉब्लम है क्योंकि इस दुनिया से बंधे रहोगे. केवल जब आप अकर्म करोगे तो आपको छुटकारा मिल जाएगा फ्रॉम बर्थ, डेथ, ओल्ड एज एंड डिजीज. सो अच्छे कर्म मतलब सत्व गुण में रहना है ना, सबका भला करना. उससे क्या होगा? ये जो हमने 7 देखे थे, भूअरलोक, सत्यलोक, महरलोक, जनलोक, तपलोक, सत्यलोक, तो आप इनमें घूमते रहोगे, कभी ऊपर गए कभी नीचे आए, बट बर्थ, डेथ, ओल्ड एज, डिजीज से जूझते रहोगे अगर आपने अच्छी अच्छे कर्म किए, पायस कर्म किए, तो आप हेवनली प्लैनेट्स में घूमते रहोगे. लेकिन अगेन बर्थ अगेन, डेथ अगेन, बर्थ अगेन, और ये जेलर रहेंगी आपके सिर पे, दुर्गा देवी. शी विल बी देयर. विकर्म करोगे तो यहाँ भी मरने के बाद भी पिटोगे और यहाँ पे भी पिटोगे. So उसमें there is double suffering. You will keep on suffering the results of your karma because the laws of the land apply. Whether you believe in the laws or no, it is working on you. You cannot escape it. So what are the four main things? Meat eating, gambling, इसमें शेयर बाजार भी आता है, सुट्टा, सट्टा, everything comes in gambling. Intoxication, this includes tea and coffee also, and illicit sex. And I don't want to get into these. If you want, you can at your own level go into how they have described hellish planets. You don't want to read it. You will not be able to survive past 2 pages. The graphic description of the punishments that are meted out to people who do these 4 activities in the hellish planets. और वहां तो आपकी subtle body होती है, मतलब आप already मरे हुए हो, मर भी नहीं सकते. So you will suffer excruciating pain. What are neutral activities? Let's be interested in akaram. Akaram कैसे करेंगे? Akaram means following the codes of Krishna. Krishnanuvartinam, it's called. Arjun killed millions of people. He killed his own grandfather. Karan को तो धोखे से मारा. Karan को तो निहत्था था और उसको मार दिया. फिर भी उसको पाप नहीं लगा. क्यों? क्योंकि कृष्ण की डायरेक्शन के अंदर काम कर रहा था. He was following the rules of the land. He was following the codes of mankind. He was following Manu Samriti. He was following the Vedas. He was following scripture. He was following Shastra. So उसमें उसकी कूटनीति के लिए भी उसको कोई दंड नहीं मिला. Because he was doing it, he was on the side of dharma. धर्मो रक्षति रक्षिताः. जो धर्म की रक्षा करेगा, धर्म उसकी रक्षा करेगा. And such a karam is called akaram. इसका आपको कोई पाप नहीं भोगना पड़ेगा. So कर्म करोगे उसका रिएक्शन मिलेगा, विकर्म करोगे उसका रिएक्शन मिलेगा, अकर्म करोगे कोई रिएक्शन नहीं मिलेगा. So कैसे? And what is the duration of the results of कर्म? एक तो होता है एटीएम गए, कार्ड डाला, पैसा मिल गया. दूसरा होता है चेक डाला, कुछ दिन इंतजार करना पड़ेगा, फिर पैसा मिलेगा, है ना? So instant कर्म, delayed कर्म. कैसे? दोनों ने सीड बोया, मस्टर्ड एकदम से उगाई, कोकोनट ट्री कई सालों में मिला, जबकि दोनों के बीज एक ही बार डाले थे. इंस्टेंट कर्म, डिलेड कर्म. उसी तरह लड़की को छेड़ा, उसी समय थप्पड़ मिल गया. किसी का खून किया, कोर्ट में गए, गवाहियां हुई, बहुत कुछ हुआ, तो 20 साल के बाद रिजल्ट मिला. इंस्टेंट कर्म, डिलेड कर्म. उसी तरह Dhritarashtra actually was a pious man. और धृतराष्ट्र ने कृष्ण को पूछा, आफ्टर ऑल हिज सन्स डाइड, और ये हार गए कौरव कुरुक्षेत्र के युद्ध में, तो ही सेड, कृष्ण मुझे तो अपने 99 बर्थ्स पीछे के याद है, और मैं उन सब में एक राजा रहा हूं, और मैं बहुत ही न्यायकारी और नोबल राजा रहा हूं, मतलब धर्म के मार्ग पे चलने वाला राजा रहा हूं. तो फिर भी मेरे साथ ये क्यों हुआ? एक तो मैं अंधा पैदा हुआ, दूसरे मेरे सारे पुत्र मेरे सामने मर गए, और मैं ऐसी कगार पे खड़ा हूं. Why did this happen? मुझे तो अपने पिछले जन्म भी याद है. So कृष्ण said 99 जन्म याद है आपको, 100th जन्म नहीं याद होगा आपको. उस जन्म में भी आप राजा के पुत्र थे, लेकिन as a teenager you broke 100 eggs of a tortoise in front of the tortoise, and the tortoise had to bear the torture of watching its children being killed in front of him. And you were being counseled by your Prajapati that don't do this, child, but you were enjoying it. आपने एक तीला लेकर उन सारे अंडों को फोड़ा था. So you had to, the same thing will happen to you. Law of karma is life for life. जिसकी जान आप लोगे आप वो आपकी जान लेगा. This straight law of karma. So अब 100 जन्म 100 आपने, just as that parent was tortured to see its children being slaughtered, you also will have to go through the same thing. You will also see your children, 100 children being slaughtered in front of you. But तुम्हारे 100 पुत्र होने के लिए you had to do a lot of pious activities to get 100 sons, because you get sons only after a lot of pious activities. तो वो pious 100 sons लेने के लिए आपको 100 और जन्म लेने पड़े, so that you could have that karmic bank account to get 100 sons. Therefore you did not get the reaction of that karma for at least 100 births, for 99 births, or 100 birth में आपको उसका reaction मिला. So this is an example of a delayed karma. Don't think that you can do something and get away with it. You are just enjoying delayed karma. Your karma will catch up with you. You may do something here and escape the law, or escape, cheat everyone and escape time being temporarily. It will catch up with you इस जन्म में, नहीं तो अगले जन्म में. And अगले जन्म में when it catches up with you, you will cry, why me? So these things help us in accepting the bad things that happen to us. हमारे साथ अगर कुछ बुरा हो रहा है, accept और understand कि आपने यही चीज उसके साथ एक previous life में की है. You're just getting it back. So you will come out of self-pity. So एक तो होता है इंडिविजुअल कर्मा, आपने किसी को खून किया, उसने आपका कर दिया. आपने किसी का कुछ चुराया, उसने आपका चुरा लिया. एक होता है कलेक्टिव कर्मा. You know this family? Very rich family. They decided कि oh, let's do something very unique. तो हम एरोप्लेन में शादी करते हैं. पूरा परिवार ने एक जंबो हायर किया और the plane crashed and the whole family died. This is called collective karma. All of them had done something collectively in some lifetimes and they paid for it together. जैसे सुनामी आती है, earthquakes आते हैं, है ना, इकट्ठे बहुत सारे लोग मर जाते हैं. All of them came together for getting this award of death because they were together in committing some aparadh in previous lifetimes or maybe in that lifetime, and that just caught up with them. So there is something called collective karma also. These things help you understand them so that you don't blame God. Nobody is innocent. None of us, जिसने इस पृथ्वी पे जन्म लिया वो सिनर है, इसलिए उसने यहाँ पे जन्म लिया. नहीं तो वो गोलोक में होता या वैकुंठ में होता. अगर कुंठ में आया है मतलब पाप कर्म करके आया है, इसलिए आया है. So expect judgment to be passed on to you. Expect that the judge is going to pass the order and you will be. Ignorance is not an excuse. जैसे आप भाग के जाके, यहाँ लिखा है ना फर्स्ट क्लास का बोगी है, अब क्योंकि आप गाड़ी मिस कर रहे हो तो आप भाग के जाके फर्स्ट क्लास में चढ़ जाओ. और फिर जब टीटी आपसे टिकट मांगे, सॉरी मुझे पता नहीं था, मैं तो जल्दी जल्दी में चढ़ गया. टीटी will not accept that. He will say pay fine. उसी तरह ignorance is also a karma. You can't say sorry मुझे पता नहीं था मैंने कर दिया. You will still pay for it. It's your duty to find out what's your karma. What are you supposed to do? What are you not supposed to do? It's your duty to find out. If you're not finding out, you will not be excused. Just like putting your finger in fire. Fire will act. Child can't say, you can't say अरे बच्चा था, वो तो मासूम है ना, उसको क्यों किया? The laws of nature will not work like that. Similarly, अगर आपने 7 अच्छे काम किए और 4 बुरे काम किए, वो एक दूसरे को कैंसल नहीं कर देंगे कि चलो 7 - 4 मतलब अब 3 ही बुरे काम के लिए मुझे जजमेंट मिलेगा या रिएक्शन मिलेगा. नो, they will both be given to you separately. अगर आपने 7 अच्छे काम किए तो आपको 7 गुड रिएक्शंस मिलेंगे और 4 बुरे काम किए हैं तो 4 ही बैड रिएक्शंस मिलेंगे. आपस में कैंसल आउट नहीं हो सकते कि मैंने 2 बुरे काम किए, चलो मैं 2 अच्छे काम कर लेता हूं, दोनों नलिफाई हो गए. इट डज नॉट वर्क दैट वे. The laws of karma do not work this way. individually you will suffer both good and bad. जैसे ये ग्रेनरीज होती है ना, तो इसमें एक फसल काटी, ये जो आपको सिलेंडर्स दिख रहे हैं इसमें भर दी, दूसरी फसल काटी उसके ऊपर भर दी, तीसरी काटी इसके ऊपर भर दी, और जब निकालनी होती है ग्रेन्स तो सबसे नीचे यहाँ पे नीचे एक नल लगा होता है, उसमें से निकालते रहते है ना। तो जो सबसे पहली फसल डाली थी वो ही निकलेगी। अगर वो बुरी डाली थी तो पहले आपको बुरी फसल ही मिलेगी। यू कांट से अरे सब्सिक्वेंटली तो मैंने ऊपर इतनी सारी अच्छी फसलें डाली थी, मुझे अब बुरी क्यों निकल रही है नीचे से। जो डाली थी वो ही मिलेगी आपको पहले, इन दैट chronological order only. These things will help you accept the trials and tribulations that are coming into your life and help you correct and purify your course. Correct your course. Take a picture of this. These are frequently answered questions on the laws of karma. I will not go into this in detail. Take a picture, and if you have, this is just a summary of what I have done so far. So what should we do now? Man mana bhav mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktaivam atmanam mat parayana. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Ma shuchaha, do not fear. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. ये verse अलग लगाया है और translation अलग दी हुई है. So go by the translation. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Ma shuchaha. Sarva dharman. This verse is Sarva dharman parityajya. Abandon all varieties of religion. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. Just surrender unto me. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Ma shuchaha. Do not fear. Save this verse. So junction is a place. How can you save yourself? अपनी लाइफ को आप ऐसे सोचें जैसे आप जंक्शन पे हैं, है ना। चारों तरफ से अलग अलग तरह की ट्रेन्स आ रही है, और हम क्योंकि ह्यूमन बॉडी मिली हुई है आपको, कीड़े मकोड़े नहीं हो आप, ह्यूमन बॉडी मिली है, तो आपके पास ये ABCD स्पेशल चीजें मिली हुई हैं आपको. Ability to inquire, always be in bliss, you have a choice, and you have determination, the will to execute that choice. So execute your choice with determination, inquire where that train is going, and only then board that train, and you will always be in bliss. You have been given the special blessing of the human body. And live your life as if it's a preparation or an examination. And what is the examination? Death. This life is not to be wasted in enjoyment and eating, drinking, mating, and defending. We are wasting precious time. That does not mean that we have to be serious. That simply means that you should be conscious of doing the right thing, learning it and trying to do it in the right way, and enjoying the process. But don't waste it in fickle enjoyment. Thinking cap has to change. हम यहाँ मजा करने नहीं आए हैं. जितना मजा करेंगे उतना और कार्मिक रिएक्शन, अकर्म और विकर्म हमें और लपेट रहा है अपने अंदर, जितना हम एंजॉय करेंगे यहाँ पर. और वो सारे इंस्टेंट कर्मा और डिलेड कर्मा के रूप में हमें पोस्ट डेटेड चेक्स की तरह मिलते रहेंगे, पग पग पे हमें मिलता रहेगा रिएक्शन. So how do you satisfy the Lord? How do you act for his satisfaction? And what is the process to connect with him? The last, we will see practically how to live your life. Any thoughts, Karishma?
I'm just blown away with all this, this in such precision things are given, and we keep wondering millions of questions in our heads, and it's there in the book, and to such details it's given. So it was just, I would want to hear from other people also, how could they connect with it, and did it open some doors inside of them. So please unmute and speak with Mataji. This is the chance.
I have a question, if I can ask you.
Please,
Can you
Ashish, sure.
can you
You've been the
please?
most regular participant. I'm so
Yeah,
glad. Yes.
I just want to. Can you please elaborate little more on the third karma? So one we said was good.
Vikarma. That's our
Yeah.
last session. The
Okay.
last session is only about Vikarma. कि करना क्या है? कैसे ऐसा काम करना है जिसका कोई रिएक्शन नहीं मिले ताकि हम यहाँ से निकल सके. No more in Durg. You want to
Okay.
get out of this Durg. With the permission of Durga Devi, allow us to go back to my home, Vaikunt or Golok.
Okay.
That's our last session. But ये
Understood.
समझना जरूरी है because सत्व गुण तक ही हमें लगता है बहुत बड़ी बात है हम आ गए. That's also binding. That's also binding. मैं वीगन बन गई, मैं ये बन गई, मैं वो बन गई. आप फिर भी अपने वासनाओं में ही जकड़े हुए हो. काम, क्रोध, मोह, लोभ से कहाँ मिला आपको कुछ? वैदिक काल में तो सभी सत्व गुण में थे. अल्पाहार, अल्प निद्रा, जल्दी उठते थे, कम सोते थे, कम खाते थे. Everybody had that lifestyle only. ये तो न्यू एज लाइफ की डिजीजेस हैं. उग्र कर्म. तो हायर पर्पस तक तो पहुंचे ही नहीं. बॉडी लेवल पे ऑपरेट कर रहे हो अभी भी.
But my then follow-up question, maybe I will understand more in that last session. But if we look from a practicality perspective, when we say, we completely devote ourselves, to Krishna, okay, of the materialistic world, how, I mean, in the starting of the session, you said, because, we are born into this Kalyug, it's like a prison, like we have to undergo and polish ourselves. How much practically it is possible?
Absolutely, it is 110% practical. 110%.
But
More.
I mean,
नेक्स्ट सेशन में यही करेंगे हम डिटेल में, क्योंकि हम ये प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं ना 10 साल से. आपको लग रहा है कि हम जंगल से आए हैं, इसी दुनिया में रह रहे हैं, अपना परिवार.
for a normal human being, how can one completely devoid himself or abstain himself from the materialistic affection or a materialistic world?
The
Because
good news, Ashish, is it can be done. It is being done. You can see the devotees how they are living their lives इस दुनिया में रहकर, और जॉब भी कर रहे हैं, ऑफिस भी जाते हैं, परिवार भी चला रहे हैं. Yet they are trying to do vikarma. ये आप प्रैक्टिकली समझ पाएंगे जब आप उन लोगों से इंटरैक्ट करेंगे, मिलेंगे, जिसका मैंने एग्जांपल लास्ट टाइम भी आपको दिया था. इसीलिए साधु संगा सर्व शास्त्र कोय, लव मात्र साधु संगा सर्व सिद्धि होय. In the association of devotees, you can learn how to live, how to do it. कैसे करना है, कैसे ही अपने परिवार भी पाल रहे हैं, इस दुनिया में रह रहे हैं, सब कुछ कर रहे हैं, एंजॉय भी कर रहे हैं, लेकिन विकर्म कर रहे हैं. कोशिश विकर्म की है. For that, you have to be in the association of devotees. For example, अगर आप हेल्थ फिटनेस फ्रीक हैं, आप हेल्थ फ्रीक्स के साथ उठेंगे बैठेंगे ना, हेल्थ क्लब्स ज्वाइन करेंगे. You will be in the company of those people. कि ये क्या खाते हैं, कैसे उठते हैं, क्या सोते हैं. If you want to learn a lifestyle, you have to be with those people, isn't it? Similarly, if you want to learn how to do this, you have to be in the association of those people. And this is susukam kartum, easily done. It's not some, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Krishna, wrote this for the masses. It's not for the classes or just for the classes. Bhagavad Gita is for the masses. Masses में तो हर तरह के लोग हैं. So surely he is advocating something that everybody can do, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe, but for me, I mean, I don't know.
Your questions are very genuine. That 1 hour session will be taken in the last. That's the last, right? But वो last session तक आने के लिए ये journey जरूरी थी. ये concepts clear करने जरूरी थे. Don't you agree?
Yeah,
ये
I mean,
basic level of understanding ही नहीं है. कहाँ से भगवत गीता समझ पाएंगे या कर पाएंगे?
So one more thing which I gathered today was even doing a good karma is probably not the right thing. We have to just do a neutral karma.
Of
right?
course.
Because I mean, in a normal scenario, what we have been brought up, in our normal tradition and culture is, अच्छा करो तो अच्छा पाओगे. that is what we've been all brought up in our cultures with our parents.
Ashish, there's nothing wrong with that. The problem here is पाओगे, मतलब कुछ पाने के लिए कर रहे हैं, है ना? बिजनेस डील है, ये करो तो पाओगे, करेक्ट? कुछ करने के लिए, कुछ पाने के लिए कर रहे हैं, ये इतने व्रत रखो तो वो कुछ देंगे, सिद्धि विनायक जाओ तो ये मिलेगा, बिजनेस डील के लिए जा रहे हैं ना? That consciousness is the root cause of this problem. What are you expecting? What is the desire behind doing that good karma? Is what is binding us. Good karma is not bad. Good karma तो करना ही चाहिए. झूठ मत बोलो, सबका ध्यान रखो, शेयर करो. But उसके पीछे desire क्या है? That is what will bind you.
So you mean expectation, right? When you say you do anything, but it should not be with any kind of expectation.
And one more thing, which I will take in the next session. So जो भी आप अच्छे कर्म कर रहे हैं, you will continue to do that. कोई आपको drastic change लाने की जरूरत नहीं है अपनी life में. But we will add something to your life now. What we have to add, जैसे आपने last class में question पूछा था, can we do both? आप Buddhism 20 साल से कर रहे हो. Sure you can. You just have to add something more to your life. Continue doing whatever you're doing. You're very passionate about it. But add the Vikaram factor to your life, then it will become a success.
So can we also say that Gita is nothing but a tool for a self-development? I don't know whether I'm putting it in the right sense or not, but Gita is is a philosophy purely from a self-development perspective, which probably is giving us and opening up a lot of doors for our own self. Because I think because I have done two philosophies, it's absolutely similar. I will not say there is anything different, in what I have been practicing over last 20 years and what I have been hearing you from, last 5 sessions. And I've been reading Gita every day, to be very honest. I'm doing one slok every day. So I'm reading. So I find it's absolutely same, so that's why I asked this question. Is Gita also a self-development tool? Like a Buddhist philosophy is nothing, but it also talks about, polishing your own self, it's a like self-development, philosophy where the ultimate aim, is to become a better human being. And when we say better human being, is a human being who has no expectations of any kind. And same thing is what you're saying, the third karma which we will study. So you do good, but somehow you have to have a control over yourself in such a way that in spite of doing good, you're not expecting anything in return from anyone, in your environment. So keep doing good, but the moment you get an expectation कि अच्छा मैंने तो इसको इस टाइम पे मदद कर ली थी जब, but मेरा अगर बुरा वक्त आया तो मैं उसके सामने by default natural human tendency है, right? You tend to those dark clouds when come over your mind, you tend to go into that feeling. It's like जब अच्छा चल रहा है तो सब अच्छा चल रहा है, but जब बुरा चल रहा है, then only all those negativity starts cropping up in your mind.
Gita is the science of love. So it is much, much more, much above कर्म कर फल की इच्छा मत कर, अच्छा कर और भूल जा.
But science of love is what? Love stemming from my own heart, right? It is trying to give me a picture. It's a science of love which should stem from my heart. Otherwise, अगर मेरे हाथ से ही love नहीं आ रहा है, then how is it? I mean, science of love. Because I may still I may try to understand Gita, try to apply it in the day-to-day life. But as you said, subconsciously, अगर मेरे mind में something like a negative karma, as you said, each karma will have its own way. आप अच्छा करो तो अच्छा होने वाला. It's not going to square off. It's not going to net off something. It's just going to keep adding. तो अच्छा तो plus will plus, minus will be minus.
So by science of love, I mean it is a much higher philosophy than self-development. There is no self-development without without understanding what true love is, and without expressing that love. Self development is a byproduct of that.
Okay.
मतलब self development तो kindergarten है.
It's a
Because I
starting
don't think
point.
we understand what love is.
Can it be
None
the
of us
starting?
understand.
Can it be the starting point to understanding love? Then, because
Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the highest transcendental literature in the world.
no, not Bhagavad Gita. I mean self-development. So
Yes,
for
it is a starting point, self-development. But what I'm saying is Bhagavad Gita will bring you up to the level of love consciousness, which is a very mind-boggling. I don't think any of us. I didn't have an idea of what love is. Parents can have some idea of what love is because they're raising children, but actually, none of us know the definition of what love is.
You mean unconditional love, right? When you
Don't
say
know. अहैतुकी अप्रतिहता हमें पता ही नहीं है ये किस चिड़िया का नाम है, and this is what we will discuss in the last session.
Okay. Sorry, I took a lot of your time.
No, not at all. So, Charmi, I hope I didn't bore you guys.
No.
Mataji, YG wants to ask one question.
Oh,
The
okay.
words-
Sorry. Yeah, YG, yes, I didn't see that.
You can unmute yourself. She's written in the chat.
Yes, the verse on the various types of fish species. Where is it from? From Puran. I'll give you the exact, I'll post it on the group, huh? I think it's from Padma Puran.
Okay, Malita, that would be great.
Huh.
Yes. Thank you.
But I'll double check. मैंने
Okay.
वो note down नहीं किया, but मैं group में डालूंगी.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Charmi.
Yes, thank you.
Was it too long? Was it okay? Was I able to assimilate it? Because there were 130 slides. How I did it. Fast.
I think we should have had part 1 and part 2. I want to listen to more actually.
Okay. So part 1 and part 2 of the same thing. We can do this in detail. I mean, after this finishes, we can do one thing only on one session only on these ideas that you want more juice on. It's very interesting. Once you start, you want more. That is there. Charmi, आप कुछ कह रहे थे?
No, I was just saying it was amazing. Even I would want to go more in details. But that I'll talk to you on the phone. Or we can do another session, like you said, after this gets over.
We can. Have you all registered for that 18-week Bhagavad Gita?
No, I have not.
अच्छा, वो आज है. Evening 7 to 8.
Okay, I'll just read
Every
it.
Sunday 7 to 8 होता है. Last Sunday शुरू हुआ वो. Last Sunday first chapter हो गया. आज second chapter है, Science of the Soul. I'll post the link in this group.
Hare Krishna, but there's no link for it.
I'll post it.
Okay.
On this. Who's asking that?
Monica, me.
Monica.
Even I have enrolled for that which you had
Yeah.
posted last time, but I don't think any link has been shared.
So that's why we could not attend last Sunday.
नहीं, last Sunday तो मेरा session होने के बाद ही मैंने आपको बताया था.
हाँ, right.
Okay.
So it was वो तो miss हो जाना था आपका, लेकिन I think the link is posted just an hour before the session, something like that. तो वो शाम को ही आप तक आएगा.
But is it posted on some group or something?
आपको किसी group में add नहीं हुए हो?
No.
ठीक है. Let me. How many of you? Monica.
I haven't.
I have done.
I have also done.
I'm enrolled right now.
Ashish, Monica. Binti, do you want to?
No, I'm already there.
You're already there in the group?
Yeah, in the group I'm there.
All right. And
Vanita, you can add me also, YG.
all right, Karishma and Charmi and YG. Okay, 6 of you. So any thoughts on today's session? Any takeaways? Any one-liners? I haven't heard anything from Monica.
Just to do something to get out of this jail, another jail feeling.
Very good. Do you remember in the first session, the last question that I asked you at the end of the first session? Does anybody remember the question? Vinti?
Real
नहीं, मैंने आपको एक सिनेरियो दिया था कि आप सबको एक बिल्डिंग में घर मिला है, फ्री घर मिला है. बिल्डिंग का नाम है अशाश्वतम, और मे बी बिल्डिंग का नाम दुखालयम है, और आपको जो फुली फर्निश्ड फ्री फ्लैट मिला है उसके बाहर नेम प्लेट है अशाश्वतम, और आपको वहां रहने के लिए भेज दिया गया है. इट्स ऑल फ्री फॉर यू. A brand new building with security and ultra modern facilities and everything, but बाहर बिल्डिंग का नाम दुखालयम है, और घर जो आपको मिला है फ्लैट, उसका नाम है अशाश्वतम. It's fully furnished with maid servants and drivers and everything, but it's temporary and the building is full of dukkha. So what will you do? That was my question. Remember, what will you do?
My son had answered to this question. I mean, that's what he had told me. I would remember. I would pray to God.
I would pray to God. And one of you said that, Monica. The first thing that you will do is, I want to get out of here. I don't want these freebies. They are just an illusion. They're just trying to fool me that this is a place of happiness and I'm here to enjoy. But the building can be raised anytime because it is illegal. And I'm only going to get dukh here. So I'm at a place which is temporary, and I'm at a place full of danger. Why do I want to be here?
No.
And least of all, why do I want to drop my guard and waste my time trying to enjoy? I will use my youth, my power and energy to build a bridge to get out of here. That's what we are here for. Use your youth, the energy that you have in your body. Frail hone ke baad kuch nahi kar paoge. Use your, that's why they say time is S, money. Time. With time, we are deteriorating. This body will also deteriorate. Before it deteriorates, do something, build your bridge to get out of here. That's the purpose of life. We're not here to enjoy.
How do we do that?
Next session.
Okay.
Last session. That's what
Man
it is.
In my question since the
Man
first
mana bhad
session.
mad bhakto. Who said that? Vinti?
Man manabhav mad bhakto.
Yes.
Yaji mam namaskuru. That is the only thing.
Bhakti yoga. Start practicing bhakti yoga from today, now. Start chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, because this mantra is in the Brahma Vaivart Puran. This Brahma is in the Kali, this mantra is in the Kali Santaran Upanishad. This mantra is in the Brahma Samhita. Iti Shod Shatam Namnam Kali Kalmasha Nashanam, Brahma is saying. Brahma, who has created this world for us, is saying, Iti Shod Shatam Namnam, this 16-syllable name, Kali Kalmasha Nashanam, will destroy the misery of this world. Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Aiva Kevalam, Kalao Nastev, 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 Gatir Anyatha. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. 3 times. शास्त्र में कोई भी चीज 3 times repeat करने का मतलब होता है, it's the conclusion, the be all and the end all, the final. So Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Harer Namaiva Kevalam. Hari ka naam, Hari ka naam, Hari ka naam hi keval can take you out of this world. In fact, वो जो मैंने आपको spiritual world और material world दिखाया था, उसके बीच में एक हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की लाइन जा रही है. That line took you from the spiritual world and threw you down here, और उसी को पकड़ के आप ऊपर आ सकते हो. You can bypass all the planets in between just by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You can climb out of this world, out of this Dukkhalayam Shashvatam, into the spiritual world. Don't even stay in the Brahma Jyoti. There's no place for meditation and Brahma Gyan and Brahman and all that propaganda that is going on right now in the name of meditation. If there is no Vishnu Tattva in the meditation, then it is bogus meditation. This is the verdict of Shastra. You're only listening to your mind. If you're just under the control of your mind. If there is no supreme personality on whom you have to focus on, then who are you focusing on? On your mind, on your desires, which is the root cause of our problems in the first place. How is it ever going to pull you out? You need somebody who is outside this world to pull you out. जो आपके साथ ही गटर के अंदर है, वो आपको pull out कैसे करेगा? Hence, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Chant and be happy. It's so simple. I promised you that in the first class. That this philosophy is going to shatter your dreams, shatter the foundation you're on, yet the solution is very simple. You don't have to make any major change in your life. You just have to add something to it, but we will add what is bona fide, what is according to Shastra. And thank God we rely on Shabd Praman, not on Pratyaksha Praman, not on Anuman Praman. There is no guesswork here. There is no interpretation here. There is no misinterpretation here. It is as it is. Here. As it is. Jaise Krishna ne bola. And therefore, it will work. It is working. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.